Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jay Wiggs, and we are back with another Creature Creation Faction Challenge Judging Stream Part 2. That was a mouthful to say. As you all have already seen, we have the shop. It's a little bit wonky, I apologize for that. Seems like there's some issues buying some colors as well as the skin. I will take a look into that right after this stream. The shop is technically still open, and during this time, what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and close down. Well, I mean, the shop is open. If you remembered the items that were available to buy, you can still buy them, except the cooler ones like the color is unavailable to be bought. Anyway, we're gonna dive right in with where we left off from last time, which is right back in Discord. It is right back looking at these creatures. There were some really cool creatures from the last stream. Also, I might sound a little bit different. It's because I've realized in the last stream, I sounded awful. I'm not sure if I sound better, and I'll go back through this stream afterwards, and I'll check to make sure I sound better. The last stream, I had this funny echo. It might be even for the past previous streams. I've had this funny echo. And so I hope I sound a little bit better because I've switched up how I am recording my audio and stuff like that. But anyway, we're going to get right into it. Also, there have been some changes. Oh, actually, let me just go through first a couple of the changes. If you'll notice, if I go into, there's actually a Google Doc, and let's just open the Google Doc right about now. If I can find it, let's have a look at it. Open the Google Doc. Right. First things first is we have the Google Doc, and as you can see, it has as many of the commands and stuff as I possibly put in. Also, when you send a message in the chat, if it's your first time logging into the stream, you get some extra bonus. It says here, I think it said 20. Basically you get 20. You get 20 monies. Also, I'm not sure what to call the currency, so do let me know what the currency should be called. You get 20 currency, and then to prevent, all the spam that we had, basically every few minutes, I believe it's like every 3 minutes now. If you send a message every 3 minutes, you'll get some extra money. And this money is actually randomized. It can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, and it can be 10. But the average that you'll be getting throughout, hundreds of thousands of times, the average of all of those numbers is 3.5. So every time you send a message every 3 minutes, you're actually getting 3.5 monies. So, tilt things in your favor a little bit. Right. There are colors as well. You can apply colors to your eyes. You can apply colors to your skin, which changes how it looks. Some of you have been trying to figure out why things are darker, why things are lighter. Here's the commands list. Any questions, go to the doc, and chances are your questions will be answered in there. Right, first things first. That was the first things first. Second things second, we are going to be moving on, and we have 18 submissions to go through. 18 more submissions. Last night we went through about 24 or so. I think there were 42 or something. Not quite sure what those numbers are, but we've got quite a bit to go through today, and we are going to be opening it up with the Cloudbird. Prime have been coming up with some really crazy creatures, and I think some of my favorites so far have been the Shrieking Eagle. Right now that's sitting at the #1 spot for me. We've also got the, I was thinking about it right before the stream. It's the bunny. It's the bunny with the spring on its face. I need to figure out which one it is. The Flute Newts and the Ebers are also really fun. What's it called? Granite Biters and Swirlops. All of those are definitely on my top, and I think most of those are by Prime. There are definitely some. Ebers are also some of my favorites as well. Yeah, Swirlop is the bunny. I really like the Swirlop as well. Right, we're going to start things off with the Cloudbird. And let's open this up. Setting. The Cloud. Let me make sure I get some of my water. I'm going to need my water this time. Last night, I almost ran out of water, so I made sure to fill my cup all the way up to the brim. We're going to be going through a lot of water tonight. A lot of my voice is going to be talking. Setting, the Cloudbird. This bird lives in the sky near clouds. Wow, no kidding. It looks like a normal bird, but it's able to sky in very high altitudes. It lives in large groups around a mother bird that never stops flying. The Cloudbird can rest and reproduce in the feathers of the mother in exchange for food. Description: due to thin atmosphere, it has a very large wingspan and a small body. Also, due to the extreme cold in the skies, They also can lower their body temperature like Antarctic springtails and have a very thick duvet, which gives them the ability to survive in the cold. Is that duvet or duvet? Same thing. They have special red cells that can hold more oxygen than human red cells to permit them to survive multiple days in extremely thin atmosphere. It is white and is very quiet. Only the mother emits a long rumble, and that looks like a thunderstorm rumble every hour that the cloud recognizes and guides back to his colony. Okay, imagine not being able to stop the fly. Yeah, that would, I mean, that's a lot of flying. Behavior. They eat flying seeds from the islands. Due to their low weight, they can exist with a very low amount of food and donate the rest to their mother. When the mother's about to die or the colony becomes too big, the mother reproduces to give birth to a new mother. So I think the mother here is referring to like a queen's, just kind of like a hive, but not, they don't have a hive. They just kind of like roam around. Anyway, without a mother, the birds will have to find another colony in order to survive or they'll die of tiredness. The cloudbird is a prey, so it's a prey. But it can count on its colony mother to protect it against an enemy. The mother always tries to flee or hide the colony into a cloud before attacking, because wounds or death will probably bring to death a large amount of its colony members. If the mother is attacked, the cloudbirds of the colony will attack the enemy in a coordinated swarm. So yes, very, very hivey. Interactions with wild species that could be domesticated with enough food, but due to the protective behavior of the mother, this is almost an impossible task. If you could control the cloudbirds, you'd never need to farm or hunt for food, and you could even use them as a deadly weapon against your enemies. Some stories tell of a group of intellects that live in harmony with this species far away in the sky on delicate constructions on the back of a mother. Some variants tell that they mutated into an intelligent life who hides and defends themselves with strange stolen tech from fallen islands and upgraded into photon disruption modules, which basically makes them invisible for a short amount of time. Some crazy hunters even tried to hunt down a colony, but they never came back. Right, and I need to whip out my book again, if I can find my correct book. My book is sitting over here. My book, and we are going to go back to giving scores again. We have our prime from the previous stream. We have our prime sitting at a very nice 30 points. We have the strike sitting at 8 points and Nova sitting at 16 points. And these are going to be exchanged for weapons at the end of this stream, as well as I'll be giving bonus points to my favorite submissions out of them all. So even if your faction didn't submit a lot, you can still get some really good bonus points to help even up the score. So I don't want it to be all about quantity. This one, I'm gonna give this one a solid 2. This one's a 2. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty fancy idea, and I like it. Not super poppy. It's not like Shrieking Eagle level. Next one we have is the Arboreus Iunctus. I believe I'm saying that incorrectly, but oh well. Next one we have is the bird. Oh wait, this is another bird. Wait, I just read this. That was a sky bird. Right. The Arboreus Iunctus. Right. Known as the living forest or hive mind tree, another hive type creature, is a species of tree. Okay, not exactly what I was thinking when I said creature, but I guess trees are creatures. It could be a creature. What if I mess up the cooldown and made it where I need to wait 3 minutes between messages to get money? That's what it is though. Oh, that cooldown. Oh no, I get what you mean. No, that's not what happened. I've checked it. Alright, hive mind tree is a species of tree that grows identical clones of itself and connects them to an increasingly complex root system. It's functionally immortal, with the oldest known member over 30,000 years old. It's believed that the larger living forests achieve a state of self-awareness, with multiple recorded examples of interaction between them and other creatures. How long is this? Whoa, this is long. A juvenile hive mind tree resembles the common oak, but with the serrate leaves of an elm tree. Not quite sure what an elm tree is. What's an elm tree? Elm tree. No, that's not an elm tree. That's an elm tree. Nice. Okay. It has tough dark brown bark to protect itself from harmful critters. Each trunk can grow up to 20 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter, with its foliage extending over 15 meters away from the trunk. Okay, so big tree. Juvenile hive mind lumber is known for its white and gold brown color, making it a luxury product in many islands. A juvenile can grow up to 3 new trunks per year, while a mature can grow several hundred or 1,000. As living forests age, their root systems extend in patterns that resemble neurons, with large nodes connected by dozens of thin roots. Studies have proven not only do the roots pass along water and nutrition, they also send and receive weak electrical signals. Older roots grow in thickness. Okay, so this is where we get into the creature part, is they can communicate with one another, and they're actually more than just a tree. Older roots grow in thickness, allowing them to conduct more powerful currents. The electricity is passed through a special sap with a unique property that allows it to conduct electricity. That seems fairly reasonable, very plausible. While a juvenile Arboreus Ioctus acts like a standard oak tree, soaking nutrients only to grow in its trunks, mature samples with root systems over 100 meters in length can adapt to their surroundings. Common example is hive mind trees that grow weak in sunlight. Once they become mature, they slowly kill off their leaves and replace them with pine needles. Other examples are dropping poisonous sap to kill dangerous insect infestations, or growing small fruits to attract more fauna. That makes sense. Has J-Wig's blocking been snapped yet? Probably not. It looks like I've been snapped. Right. This is a level of self-change only seen in bacteria and the like, but instead of a random mutation, this is deliberate. Where other creatures employ a survival of the fittest mentality to ensure future generations have the genetics to survive the current dangers, living forests can ensure they all survive. When a living forest has matured, it will grow thousands of small nutritious acorns on its upper branches and then kill all its leaves, going into a state of hibernation until the next spring. As the birds eat the acorns, the seeds will stay within their digestive systems for several days, protected by stomach acid or by a tough outer shell. You should make it when someone leaves the stream, they get snapped. Yes, death animations. If this was on an island, if it has a brain, hopefully that doesn't happen. Will there be tree brains in the game? Possibly not. Possibly not is kind of like saying yes but no and no but yes. Where was I? The loss of leaves to eat forces the birds to fly to other islands in search of food. When the seeds are expelled onto dry land, they quickly grow their first roots. That's a very fancy spreading of seeds mechanism. It drops all its leaves, forcing birds to no longer be able to rest in it, and then the birds carry their seeds over. It drops its seeds and leaves, and the birds carry the seeds over to other island. The death of an Arboreus Ioctus is a rare event. The only way to kill a mature specimen is to completely destroy it before it can react, or to find a juvenile that's incapable of defending itself. In the past 20 years, there have only been 2 recorded deaths, both by sentient creatures. The oldest hive mind tree, Bratal, is over 31,000 years old. Its root system is mostly uncharted, but it's estimated to be several kilometers in length and depth. It's nearly 50,000 trunks, which each can live almost 300 years before dying and being replaced. It's likely that Bratal is the first member of its species, as no older specimens have ever been found. Why can't chat do apostrophes? Because it can't do apostrophes. It's the font. I still need to sort out the font thing. Unlike other members of its species, it reproduces by releasing millions of spores that float through the air, buffeted by the winds. Oh, that's right. It's, no, I didn't miss anything. Bratal is a prominent member in sentient history and is worshipped as a god by several religions. As a popular tale dating back to when it was only a few thousand years old explains how when the original settlers of the islands were starving, all of the trees began to grow large fruits, feeding the settlers until they could grow their own crops. Another one, now a children's tale, tells the story of a young boy who got lost wandering in its forest. After his mother prayed and sacrificed the baby deer, the branches turned and pointed the boy home. Wow. Currently, the Bratal is named responsible for its island paradise-like qualities. The root system actively alters carbon dioxide consumption and oxygen production to counter that of the island's inhabitants. It also raises and lowers the soil's pH level, keeping it at optimal levels. When the trees die, they're harvested to build sturdy log houses. When you write something for a game event like this, it's a breeze, but when for school, it's like, yeah, I know how you feel. Where was I? Whenever I go to the chat, I lose where I am. I should place my marker, my cursor wherever I'm reading. Let's see. As large as part of many cultures and supporting dozens of species not found elsewhere, the Bratal has been declared an international treasure and its island a neutral sanctuary. Attempts to destroy, enslave, or invasively study it are met with extreme prejudice, as it's defended by several small warships provided by multiple factions. Wow, it's probably the one place where all the factions can agree on, let's not destroy this. The Bratal is most widely known member of its species. Many hive mind trees has formed their own paradise islands and are featured in religions and mutually beneficial relationship with the local life forms. Pretty cool. I'm gonna give this a 2. And this one is by Balkanator, also from the Prime faction. That's another 2 points for the Prime. Let's have a look at the Viodes. Ooh, another plant, it seems. We're getting another plant. Time to drink. Right. The Viodes, also known as the moving plant. So we have a plant that sits in someone's refrigerator. We have a hive mind plant, and we've also got moving plants. I think this is the third plant that we've encountered. I believe so. They are found in ice islands in large groups, small and look like a fish without face and fins. Wait, it looks like a fish, but it's a plant. Okay, they slide in the ice and use their tails to move. I'm not sure if they have tails. I'm not sure they're a plant anymore. I mean, this might actually be more of an animal that uses photosynthesis rather than a plant. That, because usually I think this is already borderline. This is already borderline. I can see someone sending messages that are getting hidden and being held for a view. Not exactly sure what you're sending. It might be getting flagged as spam. Your commands might be getting flagged as spam. Right, so they slide in the ice using their tails to move. Its blue skin helps them to hide in the ice. To get energy, they use photosynthesis of indirect light. The direct light burns their tails. Okay, so they can't have direct light, so that's why they need to kind of hide around. In the winter, they hibernate to save up some energy. They also like to play with each other when they're fully charged. Viodes use close-range telepathy to communicate. How they do that's unknown. They also sense the environment for temperature. They represent the independency because they don't depend on other species to survive. A long time ago, there's a nation that used this creature as their symbol when they got the independency. Viodes are also a protected species due to extensive exploration of the last century. Not like half of the people care about it. Like pirates, who cares about it? I mean, they're gonna smuggle it anyway. They're gonna kill it. Or poachers as well. This creature was the target of theories from biologists all around the universe due to its uncommon characteristics. Viodes usually flee from humans and other creatures because they like to be isolated from another species, making it almost impossible to pet a Viode. The oil extracted from the Viodes is used in culinary to enhance the flavor. The liver can be processed into dust to produce batteries, and the meat tastes like a fish. Okay, I'm giving this one. I think this one is a 2 as well. This one's a 2. It's a pretty decent creature. It's a decent creature. So many blocklings. Yes, there are quite a few blocklings. Oh, they're so cute. I can see them on my screen. They're all so cute. And so is that what people are doing? Are people sending the dots to get their money? I see. Just remember, anything given can be taken away. I'm not trying to discourage you. Certainly, if you're watching the stream, and I currently don't really have a way to come up with a way to figure out if you're watching or not. So I guess, I mean, I can always increase the time from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, and we can, and then it gives you more money. So actually, that might be better for everyone. So. It actually might be. It'll prevent spam. You only need to spend a dot every 15 minutes or something like that. Or I could just say that dots don't. I mean, you never know. You never know what I can do behind the scenes if I look at the chat. Right, so what do we have here? A death ray. Okay, we have a death ray by the Prime. And this is, well, another long one. Let's have a look. It's called the Volatic. Volatic? It's the Voltaic? No, it's the Volatic. Derivative from volatile, not voltaic. So it's the Volatic Stingray. Setting: deep near the cortex, there floats a treasure, a creature, not a treasure. There floats a creature that installs a terror in the hearts of those who dare venture into the depth. A creature known by many names: a death ray, explosive mantle, lair of destruction, the Volatic Stingray. Okay, so it's a stingray. Okay, despite its terrifying reputation, the Volatic, I keep saying you see, if you didn't write that there, Voltaic, I would have said Volatic, but now you said Voltaic. Now I'm gonna mispronounce it, just like the Violet and Violent Imps. The Violet Imps. The Volatic Stingray is a largely peaceful animal. They're filter feeders that live on nutrients that get down closer to the cortex, or the energy is elevating from it. It has horizontal flattened bodies and somewhat of a disc-shaped triangular wings, and 2 small side fins and 2 dorsal fins on its tail. So it's got 6. It's got 6 like wings. It's got the disc-shaped triangular wings, and then 2 small side fins, and then 2 dorsal fins. That's pretty cool. On its broad head, it has 2 pairs of eyes on the sides and an oval mouth with medium sharp teeth. Just give us a lot of money on join stream, and then that's it. I mean, that's not fun. That's not fun. On its broad head, it has, medium sharp teeth. It has a filtering breathing system which would redirect nutrients back into its digestive tract while discarding parts unsuited for breathing. However, the reputation is not completely baseless, for the Volatic stingray has evolved a valganizer that goes alongside its spine. What on earth is a valganizer? Is that a made-up word? Okay. Probably a vulcanizer, maybe? That goes along its spine from the tail to the head and ends up in 2 horn-like appendages in front of its... Okay, what? So it's got like horn-like appendages in front of its mouth, like a narwhal, but like 2 of them, and it's a horn. It's like a ram plus a narwhal. Okay. Combined with a special gland related to its breathing filter, the Volatic stingray can spit a highly dense cloud of charged gas, which then gets charged by the vulcanizer and turns into something that can easily be described as a high-speed bullet. That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. So it shoots a where is it? It shoots a gland that has a charged gas, and then it gets charged and it shoots it out. That's very interesting. Due to electric charge entrapped inside the bullet, it looks like lightning in a bottle, in a dark cloud bottle. I mean, yeah, it can look pretty terrifying. No wonder people got scared of it. Not only the looks, but also the sound. And my lights are going off again. My lights are designed to flicker. So let's get rid of them. I do not want flickering lights. I did use it for quite a bit this afternoon, so it might not be fully charged. Right, combined with a special... Oh yes, I've already mentioned this. We already have... Oh, look, who is this? This is probably Magician who has come to join me. Right, where were we? The bullet. Yes, lucky for us, the people, the creature is peaceful and uses the ability only when it's unable to run away when threatened. Despite its devastating capabilities, it also takes the toll on the ray itself. So, like a bee, really powerful, well, not really powerful, but it's like a more powerful bee. Really powerful, but doesn't like to use it very often. Causes some damage to the ray itself. It can reach up to 10 meters in width and 7 meters in length. It has dark red to grayish red color on its top side, while maintaining the lighter skin tone on the abdomen and the face. The area around the mouth also has a dark tone to it. Along the spine and the horns, it's a bright turquoise spots with yellow voltaic. See, you know what you're typing. Emission, partially visible through these spots. I'm not sure what you're typing. They can live up to 40 years. Behavior. As mentioned before, the Volatic stingray is a peaceful animal. Filter feeders only gets aggressive when it can't escape the attack. So filter feeders usually filter... They're like sharks. They usually... Well, I think sharks are filter feeders, but they're widely misunderstood, I think. Some of them. Some sharks. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. Does money transfer between streams? Yes, the money you earn in this stream will be transferred to the next stream. They usually form a pack of 4 and stick together, communicating with hums and yelps of varying pitches. They almost never leave their habitable zone due to being very visible targets on higher altitudes for the birds of prey. Thus, they roam around in the cloud regions near the cortex in search of food or small creatures they can take on. The stingray is smart enough to adapt to some environments and sometimes even use their stingers in order to get some food. They constantly glide around with the speeds averaging around 40 kilometers per hour and reaching up to 90 kilometers per hour. During the mating cycle, packs find each other via resonating mating calls and come across some groups up to 40. I know, what it's reminding me of is, if any of you have played, I played Super Mario Bros. It reminds me of the giant flying stingrays from Super Mario Bros. Wait, let's see if I can find it. Super Mario Bros. Flying stingrays. Which one? These things. It reminds me of these things. I'm not sure what they're called. They're called the jumbo ray. Those things. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Interactions. Some sentients will tell you lots of various stories about the horrors of the Volatic stingray, usually adventurers over-exaggerating things in order to boast their own glory. In reality, though, people did hunt them and maybe endangered them in doing so. Nowadays, people realize, thanks to bans, fines, and regulation, that the riches the Volatic stingray yields are not worth the risk of venturing into the cortex regions to capture one. Some, however, don't just hunt them for parts and riches. These are both scientists who want to unravel the secret of the lightning bolt and perhaps use that, or more realistically, weaponize it. And environmentalists who hunt the creature in order to capture and preserve it in captivity. Ironic, wouldn't you say? Yes. Yes. Whale sharks and basking sharks filter feed. Okay, so yes, some sharks, the nicer sharks tend to filter feed. Is what I remember. The nicer sharks tend to filter feed. Also, is the shop somehow working again? Because I'm seeing someone's able to get the ball. I don't see any special colors yet, but I do see the ball shape. Does that mean the shop is working? You don't like the ball? Well, I'm sorry. You just have to wait for another shop. Actually I didn't really finish that. I think this is I'm giving this one a 2 as well. This is a 2. Another 2 points for the prime. It's also really cool. Next one we have is the Blitz Lizard. Skin 45 doesn't work. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I have no idea why that wouldn't work. Other than I added it this afternoon and I haven't tested it. I mean, that's probably why it doesn't work. Next is the Blitz Lizard. Ooh, this is a short one. Contrary to their name, they're not lizards. They're beetles. So it's the Blitz Beetle. But it's a lizard. Okay. They tend to be extremely glossy silver, but on rare occasions can be green-blue. They average a lifespan of 1.5 years, mainly due to it beating by basically everything. But the oldest recorded was 3 years. They are usually around 10 centimeters long, with grasshopper-like legs, 4 smaller ones, and 2 in the back. And the middle set of legs is extremely small and hard to see until very close. Transparent wings, hard to see even when flying. They sometimes swarm like locusts after an island has been starved of all edible matter except from larger animals than them. The name Blitz Lizard came around to people seeing them from behind and thinking they look like a tailless lizard. Ah, I see, so it's a giant misunderstanding. Okay, that makes sense. I think there are some animals that we classify incorrectly. And yes, I know I'm generalizing. I said 1.5 years. It says 1.3 years, but that's like a difference of 2 to 3 months or 4 months. Or 1 month. I can't do the math right now. It's 2 months. It's like 2.5 months. So I'm gonna skip over. I'm gonna like skim through it, and then like if I see something, I'll just estimate it to, I don't know, to make it sound like 1.3 is harder to say than 1.5 in my opinion. Anyway. Oh, the oldest was recorded 3 years. That's right. They are often found in the middle areas of IIsla, not too far from the cortex, but not too close. The bane of most farmers' existence, as they can clear a whole crop field in a few days and a whole farm of pests and crops in a couple weeks. They also have farms that breed and grow them to be sold as exotic meals. Behavior, they do anything for food, eat anything organic, pretty much locusts. They're locusts, but they're beetles. And they're locusts, but they're actually beetles, but we call them lizards. How's that? Interactions, they commonly clear islands of plant life and viewed by pests as most farmers. Right, I'm giving this one a 1. I'm giving this one a 1 for this strike. I believe this was nope, this was the Nova. That's right, you were the Nova. I'm giving Nova 1 point for this. Right, next one we have the loon cat's tree with 2 U's. Am I supposed to like pause in the middle of that? Is it the loon cat tree or the loon cat tree? Anyway, scientific name, Rutaceae citronamcius. The Ruta, is that like a hard C? Is like a Rutaceae? Or I don't even know what the EAE is supposed to sound like. It's the loon cat. Yes, very well. Right, it's another tree, so our 4th tree. Average lifespan, very long. Average height, very big, and actually, that's not too big. 16 feet is only 5. That's not very big for a tree, actually. That's a normal-sized tree. It just lives for a long time. Right. Anatomy and morphology. The leaves on the tree are flabella. What on earth? I have no idea what that means. What is that? Okay, it's that shape. Whatever that word is supposed to be. Flabellate. Flabellate shape. Now I know what flabellate shape is. It kind of looks like a lily of some sort. Well, there we go. Flabellate. I'm still saying that wrong. Rutaceae. Oh, it's a Rutaceae citronamcius. Thank you for helping me. Right. How do you use the shop? How to use the shop? Look in the Google Doc or get someone to help you or copy someone else. The color of its leaves and its trunk is similar to an oak tree. Its bark pulls off as strips like the paper from a birch tree. Like a paper birch tree, okay. The loon cat tree produces the loon cat fruit, which is 4 inches in diameter, 7 inches. Fruit has a thick yellow, lumpy skin when ripe. You find these trees on grassy islands. A loon cat tree requires 25 gallons of lots of water a day. Actually, I'm not sure how much that is. I think that's quite a bit of water a day. And several macronutrients. So it's a picky tree. This seems like it's a very picky tree. The alarum eber tend to live in these trees. They pollinate the trees while getting pollen for itself. I think this is a very picky tree, it seems. This seems very picky. I see some of you already claiming the ball. Have I seen a jug of milk before? Yes. But some trees, I've seen trees use, I think trees can use a lot less water than that as well. And requiring several macronutrients in its soil does make it, I think it does make it slightly pickier. Right. Would you like me to unsnap myself? I can do that. Here we go, I unsnap myself. The alarum eber tend to live in these trees. Yep, that's right. The domesticated loon cat you can domesticate a tree and is slightly less sour / acidic. The loon cat tree produces the extremely sour and acidic pH of the loon cat fruit. You know, I really, for my live stream tool, I really should make a way for my dude to never go offline, like ever. Like just a special exception where he will always be online, and every now and then he'll leave and then come right back. Anyway, yeah, hacker, yeah, you call me whatever you want. I did what I did because typing a message in chat takes too long. The loon cat tree produces extremely sour, pH of 2.5. Wow, that could be really useful for some stuff. That's actually dangerous. I think that's a very dangerous. What's a lemon pH? What is a lemon pH? I'm learning quite a bit about trees today. Lemon is 2. Okay, so you can't exactly. Okay, so 2.5 means possible potential use as an acid in, you know, your science experiment, you know, loon cat fruit batteries. You know, I can see little kids go to school. Hey, look, mommy, look what I made. I made a loon cat fruit battery. The loon cat tree drops its fruit to the ground, and, you know, we have potato batteries, we have lemon batteries, apple batteries, if you really want to. Drops its fruit to the ground. If it rolls far enough, the fruit takes roots and sprouts a new tree. When J-Wig's coming skin? No J-Wig's coming skin. That one, no, not happening. Right. I think I'm gonna give this one. I'm giving this one a 2. I like this one. Loon cat tree gets a 2. Very. I out of all the trees, I don't know why, but I tend to like it more. Yes, I gave it a 2. The dragoon beetle. I'm assuming it's a dragon beetle. I'm just gonna call it a dragon beetle for simplicity's sake. It's a dragon beetle. Setting: marshes, swamps, boggy areas where there's generally lots of water and mud. The dragon beetle grows about to be the size of your palm. That's my palm. Okay, that's big. That's a big beetle. 6 to 9 pounds. Oh, that's a big beetle. Exoskeleton, 6 legs, 2 front-facing thick tubes sticking out from its face. Generally dark blue, dark purple, shiny like a beetle. Dragon beetles make chattering noises by rubbing their legs together. Fancy as a means of communication. Dragon beetles are very territorial. 2 of them mate, consisting of 2 or 4 of them as they mate for life. How they make their territory: it will singe parts of a tree as a marker. Every singe mark is unique to itself. After the juvenile beetle grows up, it wanders away finding a mate for itself. If 2 or more males find the same female, they'll proceed to show off by making the brightest flame to attract the female. They're flammable as well, but they can light themselves on fire. I assume that's probably some sort of defense mechanism. During mating season, there's a high chance of forest fires. There'll be 2 mating seasons, 1 in spring, 1 in summer. Stockpile food for colder seasons. They usually prey on any furry creature about their size or a bit larger. Oh, so that includes baby swirlops. No, that's sad. They hunt alone by partially burying themselves and waiting for their prey to come into them, then lighting them on fire. So they basically light themselves on fire and burn them alive. This is the Minecraft PvP player that runs around with flint and steel as he tries to burn everyone and set them on fire. Pretty much that. They just hide and then just light you on fire. Basically, it's a form of offense and a defense. Phase 2 face tubes, it shoots out 2 different chemicals that are made organically. When the chemicals mix, they light on fire, causing any potential predator to get scared and run. Interactions: intellects have been farming dragon beetles for the chemicals used Originally for starting fires from the damp wood of the marsh, now they're used in a wide variety of things from standard everyday lighters to flamethrowers and fire cannons. Others have farmed the beetles for beetle races and beetle fights. Oh, beetle gladiatorial arenas, which are increasing in popularity. Most people should avoid them as a fire can be devastating. I've assumed that 1 or 2 beetle gladiator arenas have burned down. But usually they can be avoided since a single mark shows where one can be. Ah, I see. Cool. Cool. Actually, I'm giving this one a 2. I like the extra little bit of lore. I'm giving this one a 2. I was almost gonna give it a 1 for its length, but it is a 2. Oh, here we go with okay, what is this? This is a Orbarak ovibus oxen. So I'm assuming it's an ox then. Oh, it's a triple O. I'm calling this triple O. The triple O is a domesticated animal that originates from the colder regions of IIsla. It can be used as, it used to be a migratory animal, but now wanders in a big herd between the transitional areas between tundra forests and snowy plains if the habitat is large enough. Which eyes do I have equipped? I have ugly eyes. I need to change my eyes that I have equipped. And it looks like I've gone away. The triple O is a hoofed herbivore so it's an ox with an average size of 7 feet long, 4.5 feet tall, average weight of 600 pounds. However, being kept as a cattle, it reached up to 1,500 pounds. This is basically alternate cow / alternate steak. It's like a bull. No, bulls are cows. What am I saying? Bulls are cows. It's like buffalo, like a buffalo. It is a thick coat and large head, 2 backward curved horns. I think it is a buffalo, basically. It gives for one the most powerful headbutts in the world. Their coat makes a black-gray brown and includes long hairs that almost reach the ground. Their wool is highly priced for softness, length, and insulation value. Oh, these guys are really good. They've got lots of meat. They're big. They have horns. They've got wool. These guys are probably a really, really good source of general, hey, I can use a bunch of parts for this animal to do a lot of stuff. Probably very, very fundamental for farming. You don't know why, but you make me, it sounds like an ox. It literally has oxen in its name. It's an ox. The triple O. In the wild, it would get in the herd of 50 to 60 specimens roaming around the transitional areas between tundra. This very much sounds like a ox / buffalo, like a wild buffalo. When threatened by predators, it forms an outward circle around its young, old, and vulnerable, standing side by side with each other and rams the ones that comes close. Very collective animal. The triple O used to be a more migratory animal in the past, but the collapse of the cortex ruined the lives of the poor creatures. Unable to migrate, they had to settle on islands that they happened to be on. Most of these had dangerous predators strong enough to break through the protective wool of the triple O, confused by the events of the collapse, and once their numbers went down, they were no longer to effectively protect themselves. They only survived in the colder regions, and now, due to human civilization, mostly lives on farms with a constant food supply being shepherded in meadows. That makes sense. These guys sound like they might have been on the brink of extinction, and then the intellects bring them back because of their absolute usefulness. Wool, meat, horns. I mean, generally they seem like they're able to be domesticated, right? They have been domesticated by the ancestors of some of the founding tribes and what is now the Prime Federation. Wow, of course, for the Prime Federation. People who lived in what are now the outer regions a long time ago. Okay, so that's where they got domesticated. Nowadays, people cultivate these animals for their meat, fur, milk, oxen, shepherds compared. Their specialized shepherd gatlock take the herd to roam around places that have a higher quality of food than the triple O can ever dream of in its natural habitat. Nice. J-Wigs is dead. Yes, I am dead. 50 to 60 triple O. Do you know how small islands are? I think on bigger islands you get 50 to 60 triple O's. Show the shop, please. We'll show the shop soon when I decide that I need more water, when I need more water, as in when I need to go up and get more water, also get more sugar into my body. I like the triple O. I like triple O. I'm giving them a 2. 2 more for the Prime. Wow, right now Prime is absolutely destroying it. Like, Strike and Nova still haven't caught up to the amount that Prime has put out. And there's still more from the Prime. I think Prime just have the most submissions in this one. Prime just has the most submissions in this. Right, next one is the... I feel like we've already had these before. The Dove Kekas? We've already had Dove Kekas. Haven't we already had the Dove Kekas? I believe so. I believe we've already seen the Dovkekas. Or the Dovekekas. Dovekikas, however you call them. There's a bunch of funny names that I've been saying. Have we not seen them? 90% sure. 90% sure we've seen it before. Right, okay, we've got... Let's read it then. I thought I've read these before. They are a nasty beetle, lives in forests and grassy areas, and does nasty things. Excuse me. Mainly hunts down other insects. Description. They're black... I don't really want to say this name. It's a Dovkekas. They're black, brownish beetle with sturdy body. Reaches up to 2 inches in length. Okay, 2 inches in length. And its mandibles also reach up to 2 inches. Wow. So that's some big mandibles. Mandibles are capable of crushing another beetle in half. Uses those to grab its prey. In most cases, pull their head off. A cannibalistic... I think there's a beetle... It's reminding me of... I'm not exactly sure what the beetle's called. But it's a giant beetle with the giant... I think it's a... Oh, what's it called? It's a... Stop looking at the chat during your reading. It's ruining my attention. Wow, thanks for telling me that. That ruined my attention. It's a... What do you call them? There's a beetle. There's a beetle. Someone help me out here. There's a beetle. What server is the 6th one down? What? They scurry preying around other insects. Perhaps most it's notoriously famous for chomping on ebers. Sometimes Dovkeka infestations can completely destroy an entire hive chain of those creatures. On the other hand, the bug is being a nice smack for smaller animals like the flute, the axoi, and the other lizards, except the fake lizard, which wasn't a lizard. It was a beetle, but it acts like a locust. I remember that one. That one's memorable. It's the locust that calls itself a beetle, and no, that's a beetle but calls itself a lizard. Interactions. For this behavior of the prime, consider the bug is nothing but a pest to be smashed, and worked out the entire sub-production chain related to alarum production that is focused on specifically getting rid of the bug. The bug's harmless to humans, and some faction outreaches would grow it as a delicacy or for bug gamble. For its distinct appearance, there have been documented throughout the history on caves, murals, and other art. In some tribes, they have metaphorical storytelling expressing the warrior's might. I see. It's a beetle lizard. A lizard beetle. Right. I'm gonna give this one... I'm giving this one... I think I know where it might have been mentioned. I think this was mentioned in another submission. Ow, I keep hitting my head. I can't get up in my chair. I think this was mentioned in another submission. However, I don't think it's actually... I don't think I actually read it off before. Let's give this one a 2. Actually, I'm giving this one a 1. I'm sorry, Wilson. I'm giving this one a well. Next up, we have the Floople. Am I saying that right? It had a pronunciation. Pronounced Floople. Yeah, I'm saying it right. It's a flying creature, and yay, it's a long submission. Ooh, I'm looking forward to this. Oh, I see the word cute. I'm gonna enjoy this quite a bit. It's a flying creature that resides on and can be easily found on forest islands. They sit and sleep in their nests, which are nicely built between the branches of the trees. The Floople, these sound like a people group, the Floople. The Floople have been sighted quite recently, the first sighting being somewhere 109 AC after the collapse to 113 AC, which I haven't exactly set the time periods, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, so I'll take that as sure. The Flooples are described as cute flying marshmallows. Awesome. Their fur is exceptionally fluffy, and they're in the shape of a near-perfect sphere. They have a little head with 2 floppy ears and 1 bouncy antenna on its forehead. Who wrote this? Did Isaac also create the Swirloops? I have a feeling Isaac created the Swirloops. I'm getting Swirloop feels. The Kolok? Isaac made the Kolok. Yes, Isaac also created the Swirlops. The Swirlop, not Swirloop. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Okay, so very, very nice. I'm gonna like this a lot, I bet. They have feathery, super long tail, which spans 4 to 5 feet. Whoa! So their body spans 2 feet. Okay, so they're pretty large. And they've got a really long tail. They have feathery white wings, which span 6 feet across. Ooh. Cute flying so they're cute flying marshmallows with a tail. Flooples fly in a bouncy and sloppy pattern, looking like something out of a cartoon when they do. Its tail helps it balance itself and control its flight, so it would be in a sticky situation if its tail was ripped off or cut by a predator. I wonder how predators hunt this prey with a 4 to 5 foot long tail. Probably by cutting off its poor little tail. That's sad. After the collapse, which one? This is probably referring to the second collapse. Most things are referring to the second collapse. First collapse, don't worry about the first collapse. The second collapse is the main one that we're worrying about. It's the big one. Flooples only weigh 20 to oh wait, I missed some. Flooples fly in a bouncy pattern, so it has thin bones, so it's pretty light. They only weigh 20 to 30 pounds, so pretty easy to pick up. Flooples make guinea pig noises. Oh, that's cute. Flooples are passive. If they don't have a relationship with an animal or intellect, they don't really interact with them. Otherwise, they're friendly towards their owner or creatures that they know. If they're attacked, they'll fly away from their prey or offender. If a Floople sees a bug, they'll poke it and squish it with their tail as a little mini game of theirs. This can be useful for people that are afraid of insects or arachnids. I want these as a pet just because of that. I do not like spiders and cockroaches, and I would just keep one just to kill spiders and cockroaches. Flooples try to eat anything that I feel like I should not have told you that. I feel like if I come up with another creature creation, it's all going to be spiders and cockroaches. I should not have said that. Flooples try to eat anything that catches their eye. This really isn't a problem in natural environments, but we have a few mishaps with a Floople if you own one as a pet. Its favorite food is berries. It also likes dog food for some reason. It's prey, but it can give predator a good beating with its tail if it's forced to. It's diurnal, which means it's just awake in the day, like normal people. Although only the richest intellects own Flooples as pets, some even running up as far as $460,000 US. Although the price tag, one can easily hop over to a forest and lure one over as a pet. Flooples are relatively easy to develop a relationship with, so this method isn't too hard to pull off. It's been deemed illegal to cut off a Floople's tail for looks, since the tail is a vital part. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can assume some people think they look cuter with the tail. Since the tail is a vital part of the Floople, cutting it off would cause many complications. Absolutely agree with that. Flooples take a liking to Ascendant, since they both can fly together. That's a nice special touch. They can interact with a wider range than human Tellurium. They've even been context for a held tag team, Ascendant and Floople flying race, where contestants fly through a series of hoops as fast as they can for various prizes. Only the most barbaric intellects eat Flooples. Exactly. You would have to have no heart to kill one and cook one. I mean, killing and cooking a Floople, wretched and horrible. I'm tripping over my words right now. I need some more water. Lovely. Since the first sighting of Flooples, though, they have evolved different tactics to prevent being hunted. I assume one of them is actually, teaming up with the intellects, which are like the smartest in like everything to protect them. But I guess they can also dodge and swoop away from arrows and swat at any predators with their tail to scare them off. This is why finding any place in possession of a Floople food is very rare nowadays. Wait, I don't get that. This is why finding any place... Okay, so Floople food is very hard to come by. I like this a lot. I like Flooples and Swirlops and all the cute creatures. Cute creatures are getting, like, 4s right now. Cute creatures are... I like Floople. Floople's getting a 4. That's 4 points for the Nova. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, SMP. I see you are trying to invade the live stream, so I shall not read that message. Next one is by SMP. Hey, speaking of SMP, name Cloudweed. Setting, found all over IIsla, but only in and on the clouds, more commonly found in the upper realms. It started existing as intellects existed. Description, 4 stages of growth. I don't know where I saw the 4. Starting off as a seed. Wait, what exactly is it? It's a cloudweed, so I'm assuming it's a weed. It's a seed, light enough to be easily carried by the constant winds of IIsla. The seed's all gray, round, and small enough not to be noticed by most animals. It will then end up on a cloud, which will provide the necessary resources to grow. When it blooms, it destroys the seed casing and sprouts and become green. When blooming, it dispenses seeds to the wind. In the period after it blooms, many birds will be alerted to its presence, as the cloud turning green would be a huge signal. So it sprouts in a cloud? I guess so. It sprouts in a cloud. I don't know if this even gets a 1. Does this get a 1? I mean, okay, it's a proof of concept, sure. I'll give it a 1. I'll give you a 1. Right, next one is the Kunebe Wanachi, which makes me think of wasabi and kimchi. It's the kimchi wasabi. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. It's the Kunebe Wanachi. It's assumed... What is it? What is exactly? It makes nests. I'm assuming it's a bird. Right, the Kunebe Wanachi is assumed to make nests, but they've never been observed as it's too dangerous to get close. Although it can be found almost anywhere in IIsla, it prefers regions with frequent islands, as there are more prey to hunt on. Okay, it's a creature around 5 meters in length. Okay, 2 meters at the widest part of its body, pair of wings, I'm assuming it's a bird of some sort. Wingspan slightly less than 4 meters when fully open. The top half of its body is deep red with a dark purple area in the center. The bottom half under the front part of the body is white, fading to red and darkening the tail. When it extends, its wings resemble a shape similar to a regular kite. Otherwise, when folding its wings back near the body, it would resemble a giant slug. Okay, so it's a slug that flies. It's a massive mouth with layers of teeth resembling a drill. Rudimentary eyes, bad hearing. However, it can seemingly predict short-term future, allowing it to outsmart almost any prey. So really, really smart, but everything else is like down points for it, like 0. Bad hearing, bad eyesight. Ooh, okay. Although the exact mechanism of this ability is unknown, some speculations are that it's an excess brain power or dispenses some sort of pheromone around itself in its habitat that it later taps in. Some say it uses holes below the mouth for spreading and tracking down the pheromones. In either case, its intelligence is pretty impressive. However, it does not use its brain to communicate or develop stuff. Instead, it uses intelligence combined with its abilities to predict the very near future. It can float almost while staying still and catch up to a human on a dash run. Behavior. Once set or moving to a new habitat, the Kunebe Wanachi flies calmly, observing its surroundings for any hint of the prey. As it has bad hearing, vision, and smell, it's not too hard to stay away from it. The Kunebe Wanachi attacks anything it can find, but if they show resistance or try to escape, it rushes straight at its prey, then going for the kill by eating it whole. Wow. Otherwise, if they don't show any resistance, it takes its time closing in to avoid any traps. Its favorite food is the triple O, as it gives up the chase when it spots them. Oh, the triple O just like gives up. Using its future sense, it can guess before getting hit and can even dodge slow projectiles due to its massive size. The Kunebe Wanachi is a lone hunter type of creature, and its unique abilities make it the apex predator in most places where it lives. As the Kunebe Wanachi has had bad vision, it's relatively easy to avoid being spotted by it, which is the preferred way of dealing with it. Intellects usually avoid it, but if they get too close settlements, they can be hunted with medium to high-powered weapons. One of the few creatures capable of hunting the Kunebe Wanachi is the Cerbivine Watcher. The Watcher uses its psionic powers to play with the already busy mind of the Kunebe, rendering it effectively useless. It's a cute one. It's a giant flying slug with psychic powers, with just incredible brain power. The Kunebe gives up chase to triple O if it sees one. Oh, is it because the triple O is... Wait, what happened there? It likes the triple O as it sometimes gives up the chase when it spots them. When sometimes is this it referring to the triple O, or is it referring to this it, which is the Kunebe Wanachi? Will the animals have AI? I mean, animals aren't exactly coming to IIsla. This is mostly a lore edition, just a fun lore edition, and possibly some of them might become blocklings. Even though I'd probably be butchering it. Kunebe Wanachi, I'm giving that one 2 for the prime. Next one we have, I think we're coming to the end of this, hopefully. I think we've got like less than 10 more, which is great because I'm starting to feel my voice and my mouth giving out after doing so much talking. The Kunebe stops following you if a Kunebe sees an O. Oh, so you can use the triple O as a distraction. I see. Next one we have is the... Start closing all of these tabs. Close. Is the impish... Oh, I don't know how to say that word. Check-in. I'm just calling this a check-in. Like a check. Like your bank check or crossing check. Impish check-in. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Deep within the jungles and deserts of the the I feel like some of you create these words just to mess with me, or not. Maybe I'm just really bad at pronouncing things. The archipelago, anyway. The archipelago. I'm gonna write that down, even though I can't say that. Because that might be a point of interest, possibly, that I can use. Archipelago. And I do have a bunch of things written down as well. you know, some notes that I have about some cool things. Oh, was this written by... No, this is Zestrix. Okay, I was worried. I was wondering. I saw Vitcor. It might be Victor. He's a Nova scientist. Wait, there are already animals in Islands of War. I mean, okay, there is a monster in Islands of War. I'll let you figure out what the monster is. Right now there's a monster, and no one's figured out yet. Right. Some speculate that the success of the settlements are... Okay, so wait, I haven't read anything. So developed, in fact, that they have not only a settlement of their own, but also managed to domesticate and even alter the gene pool of a local animal, the Chechen. Some speculate that the successive settlements are the product of the mad Nova scientist by the name Vitkor, and that is he who is responsible for such heinous alterations, not only in the imp's intelligence, but also genetic structure of the surroundings. You think that chicken... Oh, it's pronounced Chechen. Yeah, okay, Chechen. I think, yeah, Chechen. That sounds about right. Chechen. A normal Chechen is an unimpressive bird of a small size, from up to 1 to 3 feet tall, but a genetically modified impish Chechen can reach sizes of 4'11". Wow, that's pretty tall. The bird itself is also pathetic, just that despite having wings, it can barely fly. However, imps domesticate it not only for eggs and meat, but also as a work animal and means of transportation. Like you'd expect from a Chechen, it has 4 toes. I don't expect anything from a Chechen, but sure, it has 4 toes, 3 facing upwards and 1 backward. Feathers that range from black to white, to blue, to red, to purple, to all rainbow colors, and small, not particularly weak, and a small, not particularly powerful beak, and orange. The feathers can also be orange. Domesticated Chechen also has feathers with more vibrant and toxic colors, like pink. Why are there no animals in Islands of War? Because most of the animals are actually going to be really small. If you look at the scale of Islands of War, possibly only the largest creatures would even be visible. Humans, totally not even a pixel tall. Not even a pixel tall. Maybe a little bit more than a pixel, but just barely over a pixel. The Chechen is not a particularly smart bird. In most situations, it's fearful and would run away. Even domesticated Chechens would sometimes run out of control of their impish overlords due to fear. It tries to make nests in the hidden spots and can be observed with its head lowered very to the ground, a mechanism to sense the ground vibration made by potentially incoming predators. So like a flamingo, except do flamingos do that? An ostrich. Like an ostrich. Maybe that's why ostriches bury their head in the sand, to detect vibrations from the ground. Yes, cannons are huge. I mean, if you look at the size of a house, that will give you a general idea of how big a single block is. Just use a house for scale. Interactions. There are rumors going on that communities of about the origin of the impish Chechen. If those are correct, the mad scientist doing a horrible experiment on the violet imps made a chimera creature off a captured imp and it made a Chechen, resulting in this impish Chechen. However, others would say it's just a rumor, and Nova officials would deny any involvement by saying they don't have anything related to that in their records. Of course they deny it. Imps themselves, however, do use the creatures in many ways, like a pull force, a means of transportation, a food provider, material source, you name it. They construct special impits for the Chechen in order to ease the production and cultivation of those. Right. We have. I'm gonna give this one a. I'm giving this one a 2. 2 more points for the Prime, and Prime are absolutely coming out swinging. Here we go. This is a sky whale. Sky whales might be something I consider. Unfortunately, my pixel art isn't that good, but if we add big creatures, the sky whale, just thinking about it, sky whale would be that creature that. It's a sky whale. It's massive. I'm not sure what. There are probably some other big creatures that I could put in as well, but land creatures, probably not. Certainly no Ebers. Once upon a time, when the world was still whole, there was a majestic creature known as the sky whale. Almost never seen from the ground, it was an object of tales, legends, and speculations. After the collapse, however, this creature nearly went extinct. Now it faces the inevitable extinction with one last sky whale remaining. The sky whale is a cosmic fish-like flying creature. It's a gigantic animal that floats on the low orbit and takes in on the sun and nutrient space debris. There is no space debris, actually. There's just island debris. Expanding its size from 20 to 40 meters and then reaches back. Actually, whoa, that would make it really small. That would make it really small in comparison to. Oh, wait, never mind. It's 200 meters long. Okay, that's fine. It would be visible in IIsla. The sky whale is capable of something akin to photosynthesis with its dark, smooth skin on its top, which makes sense because the dark would absorb the light more, And the bottom side is light bluish and slightly transparent, which also makes sense. That gives it, you know, when you look up, you don't see a giant black thing floating in the sky, which would make it a hunter. It'd make it easily hunted, which is it's pretty good. Good logic behind those. Exactly, which makes the whale even harder to detect from below. Perfect, we're on the same page here. A sky whale typically has infinite lifespan, and many hope that this wonder of nature would live in the world of IIsla forever. The sky whale moves in orbit, trying to stay always on the sunny side. It lags a little behind and is unable to slow down, or else it falls out of orbit, and thus it needs to store the energy for the long night. Not much is known about the sky whale. Most of the sky whales were too confused to adapt to the new world after the collapse. Now it's all unreachable but one. But it's all unreachable by anyone. Only cloudbirds ever get somewhat close to the sky whale heights. So they live very, very, very high away. Very, very, very high regions. I mean, the lower region numbers, which is higher altitudes. The beauty of this animal intrigues the minds of prime artisans, and the ability to get energy from the sun inspires Nova scientists searching for the ways to unlock the secrets of sun energy. I'm giving this one a 3. I'm giving the sky whale a 3. I like sky whale. I like sky whale a lot. Very nice. Next one we have, next two from SMP, we have the Gronin and the Vralis. Since the creation of IIsla, the Gronin roam the surface of the cortex. Though it prefers living in the few places on the cortex that house plant life, it is content with roaming the vast expanses of the cortex. An adult Gronin can reach up to 2 meters long, half a meter high, around 1 meter wide. It's covered in ebony scales except for its belly. Its weak point. The Gronin may be adorned with 32 legs, but it traverses the lands not by crawling, but rolling around. I wonder who gave you that idea, SMP. The Gronin often sets up traps on knolls and waiting for a moderately sized beast to wander close enough to set off the ambush. Once a target's been acquired, they roll down toward the unfortunate animal with its speed and either knock it down, knock it unconscious, or kill it with blunt force trauma. Rolling is one of the fastest creatures on the cortex, save for the Maluran. The Maluran? What is the Maluran? No, I don't see it. What's the Maluran? Now I'm curious. Okay, now you've got my interest peaked. I want the Maluran now. What's the fastest creature? Anyway, for this one, I think I'll give this one a 2. I'm giving this one a 2. Cool idea. I mean, more details would be great. I'm still not exactly sure what it looks like or its colors, other than, I mean, it's covered in ebony scales. I guess that's what it looks like. But lots of legs. I guess so. I'm giving it a 2. Next up is the Vralis. The Vrali, okay, so Vralis? Is that Vralis? Maybe. The lizard folk that inhabit the core of the cortex, living in big connected caves they create. The average adult Vrali, is that Vrali or Vralis? They grow up to 2 meters in length. Their scales are a range of colors, but the colors that appear most often are green and black. They live on fungi and moss, the occasional animal, and the plants that somehow grow well in the cortex. They are advanced far on the technology tree, being able to harness fire and being able to make use of the metals they find during their digging. They have domesticated tunnel worms and keep the Molurans. What are these beings you'll never know? Wow, okay. I think SMP is coming up with his own lore that he's going to slowly be leaking over time. So we know that the Molurans are domesticated, so they're pets, so they're probably smaller, and they keep them as a pet and a tool for excavation. Anyway, no interaction with the intellects, because the intellects have never gotten to the surface of Cortex, much less to go below them. Vralis is singular, no S is plural. Yes, okay, I see how that is. So then it would be a Vrali, so Vrali are singular and the Vralis are plural, instead of Vralis and Vrali. In some cases, the I would represent it being plural. In some cases, this would be an S. That's actually like a S tacked onto the end. Yeah, like cactus, cacti. So this is the same. Okay, that I'm gonna get confused whenever I see. But I'm giving this one a 2. I'm giving this one a 2 as well. Mainly now we want to know about the Molurians, and also, yeah, I want to know more about the Molurians. Someone's been reading the submissions. Was the Molurians red? Were they somewhere else? Not quite sure. The following submissions were made by Lin. He asked these to put in the Google Docs, and he went offline. Okay, so these last 3 are by Lin. So Lin is prime. Lin is also prime. You see 4 DMs from SMP in the corner. Yes, you see 4 DMs from SMP in the corner. And every inch of me wants to press them, but I shall not. This one is the Lynxies, pronounced as Lynxies. Oh, okay, pronounced as Lynxies. Lynxis. I think it's the Lynxis. Since that IC, anyway, it's an ice lynx. That's great. That's great. No, not more prime. Prime has so many submissions in this. Honestly, the number of points for the winners are probably going to be set at like 20. Even though I'm afraid that if I say 20 and then it's prime is going to gain a massive lead. So I'll figure out what the number of winning points is anyway. A Lynx creature that fell into a mythical anomaly, the Winter Wonderland, that's deep under the original island. A cave that was filled with various powerful crystals altering genetics. Description: crystalline Lynxies. Lynxies, 169 centimeters in length. Larger than the average Lynxies size, yes. Attributed to the powers of crystal affecting its growth. Being in the Winter Wonderland for a long period of time made it evolve to have thick white fur. Despite having fur being thick, it flows in the wind like a stream of water, creating a majestic look. With its sharp, beautiful crystalline claws, it's sure a sight to behold, a living piece of art, so to speak. Oh, so there's multiple ones. So then we have the Arknite Lynxis. I'm assuming that's Arknite and not Araconite. They're on average size, a sister species to the crystalline Lynxis. Imagine these points are only for common weapons. Maybe. Anyway, the crystalline Lynxis that was affected not by the power crystal but concentrated Arknite emissions. Unlike the majestic crystalline Lynxis, this one has dark fur with some light blue tips because naturally Lynxis had multi-layer fur. It creates beautiful changing patterns. Ooh, pretty. Some observations suggest that the Arknite Lynxis, or the Arc Lynxis some may call it, I like Arc Lynx much better, may in fact produce static with its fur claws, but these findings need to be confirmed. Behavior: the Lynxis usually happens to be a loner cat traveling around in small group. So it's a predatorial cat, a large predatorial cat. Mating takes place during the winter. Once a year, female gives birth between 1 and 4 kittens. Yep, it's a cat. It's a large cat, a large dangerous cat, which has different varieties. The young stay with the mother for more than 1 winter, total around 9 months, before moving out to live on their own as young adults. The Lynxis creates its den in crevices or under ledges. It feeds on a wide range of animals from loons, granite biters, the triple O's, the smaller, more usual prey, the Swirlop. Aw, poor Swirlop, but I guess Swirlop are kind of at the bottom of the food chain. Cuteness doesn't save you from being a prey. Bases, flutes, axoids, great on in other birds. Interactions: despite the measures to protect the Lynxies, people do hunt these creatures for their beautiful and crystal essences. This puts Lynxies in a dangerous spot. The Lynxies do not seek humans out and runs away, but if cornered, it won't hesitate to attack. Also being seen to sometimes hunt down violet imps. I'm giving this one a 2. And Lin is also prime. I'm giving this one a 2. Cuteness does help. Cuteness gives you a 4, but cuteness does not save you from the more vicious creatures who do not see cuteness and furriness. Even though I do wish there were a larger creature a larger predator that really had no care, and they literally are like BFFs with the Swirlops and the Marshmallow Fluffs. I don't know what the Marshmallow Fluffs are called. I must find out. What were the Marshmallow Fluffs? The Flooples. Marshmallow Fluffs. Yes, cuteness is a massive win in my book. Next is the Noodle Griffin. Ooh, sounds delicious. Noodle Griffin, right. Ooh, okay. That name. Oh, okay, never mind. It's a I think I understand what this... Oh, wait, no, it's not. It says Isles of Noodles. Isles of Noodles. Even though I thought this was a moment talking about it being instant noodles. But, oh well. This is IIsla. You've got a Celestial to create them. Well. It seems like a bunch of people actually like the Violet Imps. I said that right that time. It's a Violet Imp. I'm not sure if I said that right. Anyway, Fierce Griffin lives on an island named the Isle of Noodles. The humans who live there are weirdly addicted to noodles who speak Dutch, and because of their love of noodles, they invented a new kind of noodles. Instant noodles. A type of... Okay, I'm getting meme vibes from this now. This is a joke submission. Or it's half of it is a joke submission. A type of noodle sold in a sealed paper cup with salt, spices, and dried up meat, which could be from cows, pigs, sheep, or lynx meat, or triple O meat. Griffin's average length is around 269 centimeters, has incredible wingspan of double its length, and weighs around 69.69, whatever that is. Due to eating too much salt, it's a heavy... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is a joke submission. This thick griffin... This thick griffin will take off into the sky and soar above the human village. Although being extremely heavy, it's able to land quietly due to its really soft paws. After landing, this thick griffin would sneak towards the instant noodle factory and ram open its roof, get in to steal all the noodles it can, grab and bail, carrying all of it in its paws. But if it fails the bail, it'll go on a rampage because it's thinking that the humans want to steal its noodles. Such is the weird behavior of its noodle griffin. Okay, this one's... I'll give it that it's funny. Long time ago... It's so ridiculous, it's funny. Long time ago in a distant land, there was once a normal griffin. Normal griffin. Oh, what even is that after this entire thing? It would prey on lynx and other creatures, but a foolish human spilled the noodles in front of it, and for fear of its own life. Discovering the so-called instant noodles griffin became so addicted that the news has spread all across the local islands, both with humans and griffins. Not long after griffins started to steal noodles. The response to such a heinous, or rather a griffonious act, humans started to hunt young griffins down for food. Soon after the news of that reached the local king, he found such actions to be too cruel and prohibited the noodle hunt. And so the hunt went into decline. Now, in present time, every 4 years when it's the 29th of February, the present government will ceremoniously send 696 soldiers to hunt down some 34 gold griffins with their muskets and griffin baits noodles. And then the hunting is over. After night, the whole kingdom would go to Central Square to take part in the festival. The luckiest people get one piece of meat from the roasted griffin, and the cycle of stealing noodles and roasting griffins will repeat anew. Okay, given the amount of effort put into this joke, I'm gonna give this one I'm gonna give this one a 2. However, I'm gonna give it an extra point just for probably being funny. So this one is going to get 3, just because it's funny. That's gotta be good. That's good. And we didn't actually see a lot of funny ones, but every now and then a funny one is nice. Last one we have the whoever this is, Lynn is trying to make me break my jaw with saying this. So I'm gonna call this the CCE. It's a centipede, also known, thank you very much, also known as the fuzzy centipede. I really appreciate that. The fuzzy centipede lives in a variety of places, from mushy marshes to dry steppe little forests. It's a rare but exciting find since it's a rather happy furry creature. Ooh, another cute creature. It's a happy creature that resembles a dog and a centipede at the, excuse me, it's a dog and a centipede. So it's a centipede the size of a dog, and it's a cute creature. I'm having a hard time believing that. It's omnivorous. Okay, omnivorous. I'm assuming, I mean, dogs are omnivorous. They do eat meat, so I'll give it that. It eats a variety of things from small fruits, bugs, to small animals, and leaves. Okay, so it's not like gonna eat my triple O's or my swirlops. I mean, no, it has 8 legs. Its body has 8 legs. Okay, that's already creepy. Fur has a vibrant mix of colors ranging from light green to deep purple, 2 pairs of eyes. The most interesting about this creature is that with its fur, it's somehow capable of generating a small electric current. At best, it can stun some small creatures, but otherwise it's pretty harmless. The exact mechanism is that feature's unknown, and little research has been made on that regard since the creature is quite rare. So we're not going to see it as a pet. I'm not sure someone wants... I mean, I can see this being a super exotic pet. Like, in the richest of the prime, someone walks out with a fuzzy C. And it's like, whoa, man, you have a fuzzy C? Something like that. The fuzzy C moves and roams around its place in search of food. When it's eaten, well, it starts its happy dance, rolling around in the grass or the nearby tree. It won't attack small creatures unless it's really hungry. Sometimes it uses the electric currents to light up its surrounding place. But unlike most animals, it does not have night vision. Wait, what? Most animals don't have night vision, though. Sometimes it unintentionally produces sparks that light surrounding or even its very fur on fire. Wow. So it's a pyromaniac. It shoots it's electrocuted. It's a dog centipede that's generally, wow, okay, I'm not exactly, some people do have this creature to be a pet. Sentient creatures may easily domesticate the furry sea, although they rarely do so, not because it's a rare find, but because it's an easy way to set your house on fire. No kidding, right? It's like, oh hey, here's a cute pet. It looks like a dog combined with a centipede, but it also could set on your house on fire. It's like the commercials for medicines. Certain medicines are like, do you have heart problems? Well, that's okay, because if you take this medicine, you can have headaches, strokes, and they just name a bunch of other stuff that you probably don't want to have either. Anyway, that's gonna conclude. I'm gonna give the Fuzzy C. I'm giving the Fuzzy C 2 points for it. And I'm gonna go ahead and choose my favorite ones. And my favorite ones are pretty much the most memorable ones for me. So I think what I'm going to choose is I'm going to choose my top 5. Hello, human. Good morning. I'm going to be choosing my top 5, and the top 5 are... And then after I choose the top 5, I'm going to rank the top 5. So firstly, we have to have the Swirlops in here. We must have the Swirlops. Swirlops were one of my favorites to read. And those were definitely cool. Also, okay, no J Wigglesaurus Rex, that did not make it. Also, Granite Biters were also strange. Like, it's strange because I did kind of like them. I'm gonna have these just in case I don't have enough. Granite Biters were definitely actually, they were an interesting creature to read, covering themselves in granite. We have the Axoi, we have the Problem, we have the Spiritus, the Kolok, the Gradion, Cloudians, the Ebers, yes, the Alarum Ebers. Alarum Ebers definitely made it into my top 5. The Violet Imps are an instant win, right? Not possibly. Flute Newts, what were Flute Newts? They were shy creatures, they were harmless. Ooh, that's right. I'm going to put Shrieking Eagles down on here because Shrieking Eagles, yep, definitely. What were they? They were, I'm trying to remember. No, I don't remember. I do kind of remember them, but not so. They have a cute name, but not enough description on them. Gedre Behan, Gatlock Fuddy, the Plants in the Fridge. Plants in the Fridge was funny. That was funny. We have Sky Eels, Lacerbian Watchers, the Mimic Islands, Volturus, that one. The Hive Mind Tree was also interesting to read today. Blitz Lizard, I feel like if I had Blitz Lizard would go on one of my funnier ones because it's the locust identifies as a beetle. It's a locust that's a beetle. It's actually a beetle, but identifies as a lizard. Triple O's, I think Triple O's were also really good because they were well thought out. They were very well thought out of how they work, and I like it. I like the Triple O's. And also, how can I forget the Flooples? Flooples were really, really cute as well. Anything else that I missed? I don't think so. If I got to give a funny one, it's got to be the Noodle Griffin. Noodle Griffin was definitely the funniest out of them all. By far, the Noodle Griffin was the funniest. Yeah, if you want it, you can go ahead and read that one if you just want something funny. What else do we have? We have, I think those were all my favorites so far. Just going through, make sure I didn't miss any. Plants in the Fridge was also rather funny. Plants in the Fridge was also, Please Keep Braintree. I think I've picked out all my favorite ones so far. I think those are all my favorite ones. We have, actually, yes, we've got 5 of them. We have Swirlops, the Alarum Ebers, Shrieking Eagles, the Triple O's, and the Floople. I think those 5, you know what? I'm going to also stick Granite Biters in the mix as well. I think I'm going to stick Granite Biters in the mix because Granite Biters were also really, really good. Where are the Granite Biters? Yeah, Granite Biters were also really cool. I think those are gonna be the 6 top submissions. I will award them. Right. I think. Most of these are probably going to be prime. I believe. Okay, Granite Biters was prime. Swirlops was prime as well. Oh, Swirlop was Nova. Oh, that's right. Swirlop was Nova. Granite Biters was prime right here. We also have, what else did we have? Koloks are so close. Ebers were prime. The Canube was a lot of work, but you guess you should have explained it more. Some of these, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure why I picked the ones. They were the most easy that I can visualize being a part of IIsla. That's probably why I picked these as the winners. And we have a variety of them generally. I mean, we've got cuteness, we've got predator, we have prey, we have economy. What am I looking for? I'm looking for triple O was Zestrix from Prime. The Shrieking Eagles, I believe, was definitely a Prime. Where are my Shrieking Eagles? What were my Shrieking Eagles called? I believe they were the Volatus Mortiferum, also Prime. Wow. And I believe the Floople was also Prime. Where's the Floople? Floople. Oh, Floople is Nova. That's right. Oh, so okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 from Prime and 2 from Nova. So 4 from Prime and 2 from Nova. So I'll just mark that down, and I think that's about it. So Strike don't have anything in the final position. That's rather unfortunate. Right, let me get rid of my face cam right now, and let me pull up this shop again. There we go. So in total, it's very much like, even without any of the extra points, it's very much looking like this is a prime win. There's the shop that's shown up. I'm not exactly sure what else I'd be talking about. I think the stream is oh, right, next challenge. Let's talk about the next challenge. Right, some of you have already been guessing it. I just want to double check with chat. Is the skin working? Yes, people who were at the last stream did get the extra money. Or is the body working? Skin wasn't working, but the body seems to be working. Read. Yes, I'm trying to read. Yes, I think I answered your question. What's the server 2 above the IGE one? That's my friend's server. The skin doesn't work. But the body does work, it seems. Imagine having money. Yes. Okay, so the next challenge is going to be, I'll do a full announcement rather soon. I'll also set up, you'll also have around 2 weeks to do this, up till not this upcoming Friday, but the Friday after that, because this weekend is rather close. And this is going to take a little bit of time. Right. The next one, as you might have guessed, the reason we don't have art is because part of me wanted to draw art. Part of me wanted to get you all to write it and then me draw the art on the stream. However, I realized that would probably be a week of streaming every day and then drawing stuff over and over again. So what's going to be happening is the next challenge is to draw these. Here is the catch. The catch, I haven't exactly decided, but the catch is anything you submitted, you cannot draw. If you submitted something, you're not allowed to draw it. And that means that you have to draw something that someone else submitted. I was going to say anything your faction submitted, you cannot draw. However, the Prime have most of the submissions, and that would significantly hurt them in this one. So I'm not going to say that because that would be completely unfair to everyone. We want to give everyone an equal chance. So if you made it, if you came up with the thing and you submitted it in here, you're not allowed to draw it. Someone else has to draw it for you. Can you help them? Sure, you can tell them, no, this could be a little bit different. And what I'll be doing is I'll be judging them based on just general. How does it look? Obviously, you can vary from the actual description of what was said. You can give them some extra things, and I will be comparing them to see which one. So let's say we have our Gedre Behan, right? I will be viewing these beforehand. I'll be compiling them. I'll look at all the Gedre Behans together, and I'll be choosing the best one, the one that I think is the best out of this one, out of those submissions. It doesn't have to be the closest to the description. It just needs to be the most like what I think a Gedre Behan would be, which someone says Prime is going to destroy this as well. Well, we've had art, but this is a really difficult art challenge. So actually, if you want, pixel art is okay. Sketch art is also okay. You can also Minecraft sculpt if you want, or do art in Terraria, or whatever else you want. It doesn't exactly need to be pixel art. It just needs to be a visual representation. Not abstract art or modern art, because I'm not exactly sure how you draw animals with abstract art or modern art, because it just be so don't do those, or the stranger art forms. You know what I mean, right? When we have an animal, we want it to look like an animal and not a piece of music. Even though music is art, we're not doing music. This is a animal challenge. How do you get the free skin? Unfortunately, the free skin is gone by now. Now you need to purchase stuff. However, if you send a message, since you already sent a message, you get some free stuff. You get some free money every single stream. Right, so that's the next challenge. That is the next challenge. That's been it from me. Well, you're going to see the points and how many weapons you got. I think what we're going to be doing is, that's very funny. Dr. Victor draws a big C. That, my friends, is a parrot. Yeah, that's modern art and abstract art. That's a really good one. Anyway, that's been it from me. I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving away rare and epic weapons depending on how well your faction did, and I'll make sure it's fair based on exactly how your faction did, and that, no faction is going to get an extremely unfair advantage, even though, Prime did win this very much outright, so they're definitely going to get more items than you all. All right, I'm going to get rid of the shop for now. I'll pull it back up just in the thanks for watching screen. But that's been it from me. Well, I guess it's the thanks for watching screen now. And unfortunately, I will be fixing the shop skin for you all, and I will be getting it for you next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Wait, I need to get rid of this. Go away. There we go. And yes, I know it says starting in blank. But I need to fix that. Oops. Bye.
These worlds intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open